Uh, Good morning, dear participants. We have arrived at the last day of this faculty development program on stress management, and we have the speaker here for the session number 15. She is Vandana Rai, founder of Ananya Tech, and she'll be taking up the topic of Wheel of Life, effective tool for stress management. I welcome her on stage yet again. We already had her yesterday in the last session. She had enlightened her with her wisdoms. And today we again have her for yet another interesting session. And I now welcome her and request her to take over the session. Ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Aradhana. Thank you so much. And it was really very interesting to see so many of you. I think still we are having participants joining into us. So what I'll do quickly for 5 minutes, I'll run through the yesterday's sessions because today's session is largely based on the platform that we had created yesterday. So people who missed out because of some technological error or they could not attend for whatever reason. So for you, I'll just go through yesterday's session. Basically, yesterday what we discussed was about balancing our life. So when we were talking about balancing, what we actually understood that what we try to do, we try to compartmentalize our things in our life, especially the work and the personal life. So the first thing we need to do is we have to take out work from the other compartment that we have placed, and we have to break all the walls between the compartments of our life that we have created, and we have to look at life, we have to have a holistic view of life. So that was the first learning. So instead of balancing, we learned that we have to integrate. So what I'm going to do, I'm quickly going to run through those 12, 13 slides that we did yesterday, and then we'll go ahead with the rest of the plan for today. So give me 30 seconds to start the presentation, and then we'll go ahead. So you all can see the slide. Is it visible to you? Please write yes in the chat box so that we can start. All right, cool. So we'll start with the presentation now. The presentation was about balancing our life. We wanted to learn, and this is what everybody also shared, that we want to learn what is balancing life. How do we understand that we are leading an unbalanced life? We spoke about 3 myths of the life balance. Then once we are balanced, why is it important? And it's our responsibility as a community leader at work, home, or neighborhood to create a balanced situation for the community as well. Then how to balance, we learned about few techniques by which we can balance our life on a day-to-day basis. And today we are going to talk about drawing boundaries around our life and some effective work methods that will help us in the longer run to deal with our life aspects. And Wheel of Life is one of the tools which we are going to practice also. Then we also learned that why we need to balance is simply because we all are selfish. We are selfish to love ourselves, and because we are selfish and we are loving ourselves, or we want to love ourselves, that is how we'll be able to love the community or the family or our work or colleagues, or we'll be able to spread love and happiness around. Then we understood that we've got only 3 things in our hand, that is time, energy, and money. Energy also includes the emotions, the relationship, the kind of reactions and responses that we have. Where we are getting it from, we are getting it from family, society, and work, and that is where we need to give back. But how we give back, to whom we give back, how much depends on our priority. So it's very important for us to understand that what is important for our life and how much important is that, based on which we can balance the demand that's coming from the different aspects of life, and accordingly, based on our priorities, we can supply. Then understanding life balance, we also understood that life balance keeps changing with time, with people, in different situations, and we need to give different set of weightage to different elements of our life. So for someone, work is more important than somebody who's working from home. For that person, balancing the day routine and work is equally important. Somebody who's a homemaker, for her, keeping the stock of groceries and ensuring that things are done on time back home is more important than somebody who's working. So our priorities in life changes based on the role and stature of our life at a given time. Then there are three very important myths we spoke about. The first one, as I have already spoken, is about balancing or integrating. So we understood it's not, we don't have to compartmentalize things. We don't have to keep work separate. It's actually not a realistic situation that you say that leave your work back to work and your home back to home. We are humans. We have to accept the reality that we are humans. We have got emotions. We have got heart. We have got mind. We have got brain. So it's very natural for us to carry our things from one place to the other. So then the real situation is that we are carrying it. And then the hypothetical situation is wherein we want to compartmentalize this. So might as well we integrate it beautifully, and how to do it, that we are going to practice today. The second myth was that women need it more, and we all agreed that it's not just women, but men also need work-life, the balanced life, because if they're not really cooking and doing washing and all in most of the Indian households, they're actually doing a lot many other things which they do when others are not even aware of it. Kind of financial planning, taking care of parents, taking care of health of the family, organizing the insurance part of it, ensuring that enough assets are created. I'm not saying women don't do that, but while women are doing, they are doing other, added responsibility. Men also, along with their work or their profession or their career, they also take care of other set of responsibilities. And fortunately, many of the households now, the younger generation, they share all the aspects of life. So men need balanced life as much as a woman needs. So that was another myth that we spoke about. The second was that single people need, they don't need a space for the, they need not balance their life because they have to work and sleep and eat. Whereas they have decided to be single or without kids or without a relationship because they have got other sets of priorities. So for them also, along with work, taking care of their pleasures, taking care of their happiness, their vacations, there maybe their health, maybe their parents is much more important. So we don't have to take any unmarried person or any single person granted with the fact that, that person, because he's staying single, he doesn't have any responsibility. He may have some responsibility which we are not aware of. Then we came to the signs of missing balance, starting from getting late for the work to doing things, keep postponing your responsibility, disappointment, poor self-motivation, absenteeism, health risk, stress, and finally burnt out. So we understood that these are the symptoms which will tell us, one of these or few of this will tell us that somewhere we are missing the bus and we need to, get back and get going. Then we spoke about certain balancing tools like having lots of me and me time, doing some lifestyle modifications. So apart from doing meditation, yoga, diet, we also need to have some rest between different assignments. We need to plan and keep revisiting our plan, focus your energy to the right kind of planning and right kind of assignments so that we don't get disappointments all the time. We need to definitely have went out walls wherein we need to have people in our life with whom we can talk about our things. Many times we have those gray shade of emotion that also needs to be spoken about. Otherwise you keep piling it on within, and then somewhere, there is a volcanic eruption and you burst out like a time bomb. So you need to keep venting out time to time without thinking that the other person will judge you. And that is why you need to identify those family or friends who are there to listen to you and they'll not judge you. If you don't have such people, then there are professional counselors around who can help you out with this. Then another reminder and another learning and another thing that we all need to notice, there is nothing as thank God it's Friday. Be it a weekday or a weekend, it should be treated equally. We should divide our pleasures, our responsibilities, our rest time, our meditation time, everything throughout the week. We should not wait for a couple of things or couple of pleasures or a couple of assignments for a weekday or a weekend. So if we stop drawing this line, we'll end up enjoying all the 7 days of the week in equal proportion. And we'll always look forward to the next day because you will see that there is some motivation to enjoy the next day. Then we also understood that once we are empowered, we are on the way to balance our life as a community leader, as a teacher, as a corporate leader, as a mother, as a father, or as a daughter, as a son. It's our responsibility to create a balanced environment around and help our people to get empowered with a balanced life. So then we spoke about how do we set the right aspiration, how do we become a role model, how do we share and encourage them to explore other options to come out of the monotony of life. life? How do we, support from the back and lead from the front? Always practice what you have to do. We also spoke about the buddy system, wherein we create group of community member, group of students who can, one of them is emotionally intelligent, the other one is academically intelligent, and they can, they can be paired up and, give them common projects, and they will be able to help each other to, have a balanced life. Also, we need to be very realistic when we're talking to community. One way of making them happy is telling them all rosy thing about life. The other way is to tell them the real things about life, but in a way that it should not sound very demotivating or very discouraging. So talk about the limitation and also tell them the options that is available to, beat those limitations. And then we need to, here I've written, make interesting classrooms, but actually what I mean to say is make interesting environments. Add sense of humor in your conversations, get into storytelling, talk to people, understand them, let people interact, have lots of brainstorming happening around, so that there's lots of positive energy and, lots of happiness spread around. So this is all we did the other day, yesterday. So now from today, as the session talks about Wheel of Life. Now, before we talk about Wheel of Life, I would like you all to understand and remind yourself that there are a couple of things in life which is very, very important for us. There are a couple of things which is maybe not so important, but you need to do it immediately. So based on our timelines and based on the outcome of our task, we need to prepare a to-do list. We all know what is to-do list, right? We all know what is a to-do list. You all agree? Everybody has tried using voice is cracking. Is it cracking for everybody, or you all can hear me? Somebody has written, Dr. Saroj has written, voice is cracking. Am I audible? Say yes if I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. So, so in to-do list, what we do most of the time, we just write things which we have to do today. Couple of it we are able to do, couple of it we forget, and next day there is a lengthier to-do list agreed, and there is a lengthier to-do list ready, and again we end up doing couple of things and we leave everything. So now today we'll look at our to-do list first. So that is our micro planning. Once we have understood the cracking is there, is it an issue at your end, Sandeep ji? Because at my end I can see full connectivity. Is it audible to everybody? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. You are quite audible.
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Audible.
So if somebody has cracking issue, please check your net connection. Maybe there is an issue at your end. So here, why I'm talking of micro planning first, and then we'll go to Wheel of Life, that is macro planning of life, because macro planning will need some time to begin with. Whereas because we are working professionals and we have been using to-do list, doing micro planning right now will be very effective, and you can just start working on it instantly. So for micro planning, what we are going to do is, there are two terms that is very important. In Hindi, if you all understand, most of the time we say फटाफट कर लो, or we say बहुत जरूरी है कर लो, ये बहुत urgent है कर लो, ये बहुत important. We keep saying urgent and important, but at times we are unable to understand that what is urgent and what is important. As the US president had said, I have two kinds of problems: the urgent and the important. The urgent are not important, and the important are never urgent. And it's so right, if you really understand meaning of it. Urgent is a time bound, it has a timeline. It needs to be done immediately. But most of the time, urgent work is, you will find they're really not important. Important is something which has got which has got an outcome which will affect your long-term or short-term goals which you have decided for yourself. So many times we end up doing an important work, with a timeline immediately, or fatafat as we say, only because we did not plan it well. So our important gets converted into urgent. Many times you've got certain emergency, whatever planned you are, but you have certain emergencies and you have to leave everything and do that work because that has come immediately from someone else, or it's situational, and you have to finish it off to move ahead in your life or move ahead in the day. So today, based on the urgency of the work and importance of it, we will move to the next slide. Now before that, I would like to understand, are we able have we understood the difference between urgent and important? Urgent has got a timeline which needs to be done immediately most of the time, and important is something which need not to be done immediately at times, but it has got a very high impact. The outcome has very high impact on your goals of life. So am I clear about urgent and important? Then we'll come to the next slide. Clear about urgent and important. Cool. Okay, so now we come to how do we prioritize our to-do list based on urgency and importance of a given assignment. So I'm sure many of you have seen this, matrix n number of times in life, and every time that you look at it, you find that, oh my God, I mean, every day you have to sit and work on this matrix, and that is how you make your to-do list. But if you actually today, what we're going to do, we are going to pick up each of the sections, and we're going to discuss it. How does it come? Why does it come? How do we deal with it? And you practice it for a month. After that, you need not sit and actually write it down. You'll be able to do a mental mapping of this priority matrix. So the first quarter, if you see, this one is important and urgent. So that means it is something which you need to address immediately. It is time bound. The second quarter is not urgent, but very important. This is the most important quarter. We'll discuss in coming slides. Why it is more important, because this includes all the planning, and if you manage this quarter, the second quarter of this matrix properly, you'll be able to address all the rest 3 quarters very beautifully. In fact, most of the time you'll not get into trouble of handling any other quarter. The third one is not important but urgent. This kind of thing generally is given by colleagues or the people around, or based on their priority or their incompetency, or maybe it's important for them, it's part of their planning, but not so important for you. And the last one is something which you can simply delete from your life. These are the things that is kind of getting addicted to social media, getting addicted to newspaper addiction is another thing, having very long lunch hour, or having very long sleep time. So this is not urgent and not important. So we will now discuss each one of them separately, and once by end of the another 15 minutes we are going to discuss it, we'll see that this will not sound like a complicated matrix. You'll be able to, maybe you've got 5 things in a day to do in your to-do list. You'll be able to identify actually out of those 5 things which comes in which quarter and how to deal with that. So that will give you lots of me time, and you'll be able to really plan your day better. And once you're able to plan your day better, you'll be able to give credit to yourself. We spoke about giving credit to ourselves, Giving credit to yourself is enjoying, celebrating your responsibilities, being happy about it, being proud about the thing that you are empowered to do so many things single-handedly. So we come to the next slide, and that is about urgent and important. It's a crisis situation. You don't have any option than doing it yourself. So what is urgent and important? We'll understand the root cause of it later on, but the action to be taken for these activities, you have to do it, you have to address it immediately. So these are the time bound, and the important and urgent activities are either emergency. So either they have come without knocking on the door, they are some kind of medical or time bound or some relationship or some work related emergency that does not have, you can't hold it for more than a day or more than an hour, or you could not predict those that you have left until the last minute and have reached crisis point. So you knew that it's going to come, but because you have the habit of doing aaj kare so kaal kare so parso, so basically you have the habit of keep delaying your stuff. So you've arrived to a situation that it is very important, and now you're left with no time. So either you knew about it, you have delayed, or you did not know about. So this is an emergency situation. Here you have to manage it right now, and you have to divert all your focus for shorter term to do these activities. This activity involves some kind of pressing problem, some deadlines, or some presentation, or some abstract submission, or some research paper submission, some breakdown in the car, or back home there is some plumbing issue, so you have to address it, otherwise there'll be waterlogged in the house. So some kind of, if people who are from corporate, there's some kind of service complaint, and it may get magnified if you don't address it properly, or you may lose some good number of customers if you don't address it properly. And most of the time you will feel, if you start doing it, emergencies, out of if there are 100 such assignments in a month, only 20 will be kind of emergency, 80 will be the thing, because you have not dealt with your Q2 properly. What is that Q2? We will learn about it more. So it says that by spending more time in Q2, you can deal with 80% of such things wherein you are time bound and your BP is going high and you have to do it immediately, but you have to do it. So now we are coming to Q2, which is the very important aspect of your daily to do. That is important but not urgent. So this is the planning part of your to-do list. Here you have to decide what to do. You have to plan. Generally, it involves long-term planning. And when planning is not just about writing that I have to do this thing. Planning, which is time bound. So you say that I have to maybe reduce 5 kg of weight in coming 2 months. So for this, I need to do 1 hour yoga and 1 hour walk and 1 hour run alternate day. And in the evening, I'll be giving half an hour for meditation. So this is your planning. And every plan, if it's a right plan, we all know it will have the time bound thing. So if you have time bound it and you are carrying forward it every day, you will be comfortably able to achieve it. And by the end of the 2 months, you'll actually be 5 kg down, and this item will be out of your list because it has gone out of your planning phase and it has become part of your daily routine. So these are the activities that help you achieve your long and mid-term goals and objective, because they are necessarily pressing for attention. We often put them off to deal with urgent issues. So most of the time we keep them aside to deal with urgent issues. So it's like chicken or egg story. I'm just coming to the main screen. You may not see the presentation. I'm coming to main screen just to have a conversation with you all. See what, as per my opinion, at this point, query about quiz is not important and not urgent. Okay, all right. What type of test today? Okay, all right. Not important, not urgent. I had just started looking at chats. So yeah, wonderful. You rightly saying that at this point we should not divert about what is going to happen next. We should just concentrate here because it's not urgent and it's not important. Thank you, Neeraj ji, for guiding us on that. So now, as I was saying, that if you plan this quarter well, you will be able to manage the rest of all the quarters. And what you'll see, if you don't plan it well now at this point in time, today, if you don't plan you don't have long-term goals, which is time bound, most of the time you'll end up, your first quarter that is urgent and important will be always full of things, or you'll find in your to-do list, everything is urgent and important. So anybody has any input on this? Would like to share some experience or have some question till these 2 slides can ask me. Then I'll move forward to next 2 slides. Anybody has any question or you want to talk anything related to it? You have some question? Are we clear on this as of now about these 2 quarters of the matrix? Are we clear on this? Right? Yes, if you are clear, or you can just say yes. Okay, so you allow me to move ahead. Here, I would like to. Yes, Dr. Vijay, tell me.
Yeah, ma'am, there's a famous saying, stitch in time saves 9.
Sorry, your voice was breaking. What was the famous saying?
Stitch in time saves 9.
Yes, yes.
So it
Very
takes
true.
care of many things when it is required. So we do not have to do that urgency and then kind of losses we incur because of not doing it on right time.
Yes. Yes, very true, Dr. Vijay. I totally in agreement with what you have said. And, I would like to quote, because yesterday we were talking about lots of my colleagues, sitting out here. They had issue about managing, they end up doing lots of household work. So, if you make your to-do list in the morning, you'll see that, cooking and washing clothes and your work and taking care of tuition and online classes of your child, everything will look like urgent and important. So you'll feel that what do I do with rest of the quarters? But if in yesterday's to-do list, you would have, planned today's, for example, take cooking, cutting, chopping vegetables, keeping the online set ready, getting your child homework done, or maybe, washing the clothes at night while you're watching TV or while you're having dinner, you have put the clothes for washing. Because nobody, no dictionary, it said that you have to wash clothes during the day only. You can wash it at night also. So if you'd have planned things a day before, with the timeline, today you could have placed many things in important part. They were not time bound. If you have cut and chopped vegetables for 2 days in one go and you have kept it in nice, covered containers, and you've kept it in fridge, you have to just take it out. So if everything is done, cooking is just matter of half an hour. So mostly professional ladies are following it. I agree, Dr. Rachna, and we have been in this, we have been wearing this shoe and doing, not just ladies. I have seen gentlemen, I have seen many young boys. Slowly Indian, demography is accepting lots of planning in their personal space also. So I've seen many boys, ironing their clothes, keeping their office wear ready at night, or keeping their books or, whatever files ready at night, and planning your vacation in advance, doing your tickets in advance. So at the last moment, you're not running for the, economical tickets or cheap vacations. So you have done it 6 months in advance. You've got best of the deals, and you are enjoying best of the, vacations. So planning just doesn't include in our day-to-day things. There is some medical emergency, and then you are running for a loan or for an advance of salary or whatever. But if you have done your insurance planning properly, if you know, what is the process of getting your insurance claims when there is a health thing. So it involves lots of planning also in terms of learning how to use your plan. If you have an insurance, how to get it. So when some near or dear one is hospitalized, you're not running pillar to post just to identify what to do next. So learning is also another part of planning, which will help you not just to excel in terms of your professional skills, but also in terms of planning your personal life. So that is what these two slides were. Now we come to the next part of, so this includes long-term planning, the things that contributes to your goals and objective, risk analysis, relationship and team building. This is a very, very important part, because it should not happen that tomorrow suddenly you have got an issue at work, people are not talking to you, your boss is shouting at you, or back home you have got a very, very negative kind of environment, and you see the any kind of relationship issue actually boils down to that lack of communication. So if you are having a communication on day-to-day basis, not just to say hi, hello, or discuss your day, but also to understand others need, that their expectation from you, you'll be able to manage their expectation. Suppose your kids are expecting a vacation this summer and you have already got some assignment at office, you need to tell them in advance, not at the last moment. Or the same way in office, your boss has planned, or your colleagues have planned some team activity with you, and then that day you have got some birthday back home. So if they are aware about, if you're talking every day and they know that you're planning a birthday back home, or you're going to your parents' play on that weekend, they will have this thing in mind, and when they are planning, either they will not include that weekend, or they'll not include any assignment for you for that weekend. So it's very important, we try to be secretive at times, not talking about personal life with colleagues, and not talking about colleagues to personal life, whereas actually we should not do it in too much in abundance, but a limited conversation about work with your family, and about family with your work colleagues is very, very important. It helps you and it helps them to plan their activities more, and it will really impact a very harmonious environment, and your relationship will be beautiful with them. So relationship and team building is also part of quarter 2. Education and training, definitely, for all of us coming from the same fraternity. Proactive maintenance of your vehicles, of your home appliances, so if there is an issue with that there is a plumbing issue every 3 months, so now 2 months down the line, so call the plumber well in advance on the weekend and get the things checked, so that you're not again stuck from weekday. And we spoke about thinking about reminding us of the past. So if you have faced any kind of maintenance issue in past, and you're not being proactive and taking care of that issue in time, so that shows that you have not learned from past. So if once you have faced an urgent issue and next time again it becomes urgent, so that means somewhere either you're not learning or you're not planning your things well. So in this phase you have to get into proactive maintenance of self and the mechanical things around. Creating a budget and saving plan. We all need to plan in advance that whatever is our incoming and whatever is our outgoing, is there a balance in that? Am I able to save it? Generally, as per normal norm, 30% of your earnings should go in saving for your rainy days and for any such sudden planning or emergencies that comes up. So am I following that in whatever way? We'll discuss about all this when we're doing Wheel of Life. Now, if you manage this stage properly, you won't actually come into a situation wherein you have to deal with Q1, Q3, and Q4. Now, what is Q3 is urgent but not important. So these are most of the time things that may be very important, that may be part of someone else's planning. But for you, it comes on the last moment, and most of the time, because they are not planning their life properly, it's coming to you as an urgency, but you have to do it. Now, here, there are kind of interruptions in your planning. Maybe you're not told a day before that there is no vegetable in the fridge, and in the morning you are told that if there is no vegetable, I won't be able to make lunch. So then you have to go to the market and get it. So this is interruption, but this is important. This is urgent. Maybe not really important in your scheme of thing. It's not your direct responsibility, but it's somebody else's direct responsibility, their Q2. But because they did not plan their Q2, it has become Q1 for you. So here, what to do? You either do it yourself, which is not advisable most of the time. You need to delegate it. So here in this case, maybe you can take help of your neighbor and request him to get it, or maybe you can get it home delivered, or maybe you can request someone in your family to do it for you. Same at work also. Maybe you are part of a group project and you are already done with your part, but on the last day, today is the submission, and your colleague who has not done his part or her part calls you and tells you, see, I'm unwell or I have got an emergency back home. Will you please do my part also and do the submission? Now, it was not your direct responsibility, but it's very urgent because today is the submission day. So you will end up doing it. Now here, what is advisable is delegating it. Delegating does not mean washing your hands off. Delegating means you actually take help of your rest of the community member, be it your colleagues or your family member, and see who's available, who's able to do it, who and request that person to do it in person or as a team. So urgent but not important activities are things that sap your time and energy without contributing to your long-term benefit. They keep you busy but have no real value. These kind of things includes regular meetings and report. Many times we have these meetings in the office and we have to make n number of reports, which we have to do because they are maybe important for someone else. Or many times you'll see many of the meetings and reports are not important for anybody. We are doing it because we have been doing it this way we have always done this way, and that is ineffective. So you'll see most of the offices, because our culture is very we are very conservative in terms of accepting the change. So if there is an organization wherein morning meeting 9 to 10 has to happen, it will happen. It was happening 10 years back, it will happen today also, irrespective of that. None of the things that is being discussed in the meeting is implemented. Why? Because 9 to 10 is the time and most of the participants of the meeting, they are most productive. They are missing out on their calls, they are missing out on their interactions, they are missing out on their mails, and the meeting time is actually a waste. So then you need to be proactive here, discuss with your team, talk to your, but then discussion should not happen in terms of blaming somebody about it, blaming the employer or blaming the team leader or blaming the team members. It should come as a solution. How you communicate is what important over here. You need to delegate it to people or come out with a way that these kind of assignments don't keep cropping up and wasting everybody's time. And the last quarter is you need to totally delete it from your to-do list. These are the distractions. largely because we are so much into technology, and many times, out of our curiosity or because we are not balanced, we are unable to manage rest of the thing. It comes as an escape. So you end up getting into personal phone calls or social media uses. Just call up a friend, talk about the thing, unproductive meetings. Just call up as a team leader because you don't know what to do, you don't know how to manage your project. You've called all the colleagues and just keep sipping tea and talking to them and asking about things which is really not relevant during the workout. So that these kind of things you need to totally delete. Now, how do you delete this Q4 and Q3 from your system? That totally depends on how do you set your boundaries. So I'm just coming back to the main screen. You won't be able to see the PowerPoint for some time because I have come over here to talk to you all. Many times we don't know, the common question comes here that how do we say no to somebody who's senior to us? In fact, one of the young girls said that I'm very comfortably able to do it at work. I'm able to conduct, I'm able to do my work, I'm able to agree with people. But back home, I've got lots of disagreement. I don't take, if somebody gives me something which is not important, which is not part of my plan, I can't take it. Why does it happen like that? So if you give it a thought, you will understand that at work, we have to be again real over here. We are taking commands from our team leaders or people who are actually going to impact our promotions or financial gains. So somewhere we have kind of insecurity, we have kind of a fear that if we don't agree with everything, we will not get the kind of promotions or the kind of increments or the kind of weightage in the organization. Whereas at home, it's taken granted. Say no to your husband, it's all right. Little fight and things will be all right. Say no to your wife, oh, she's at home. What big deal? I'll come back in the evening and she'll be ready with the tea. Say no to parents, oh, they are not going to go anywhere. But that is all our misunderstanding. It's not like that. Slowly what you're doing in the entire bargain of managing your fear, insecurities, or your assurance or your confidence, you're actually compromising on your relationship, which you get to know after a couple of years, and by then it's a bit too late to mend it. So might as well then you learn an art to say no. I'm not saying you say yes for everything. Say no to the task, but yes to the person. You'll read lots of articles are there on Google about it, how to say yes to a person and no to a task. So suppose you are given some task in the office and you have got 3 of your urgent and important things that you're doing. So here you need to be empathetic. Go and understand the person who's giving you task, that what is the motive behind it. Is it time-bound thing? Is it really needed to be done today, or that person can say, so the one way of saying it, the task, no to the task is that, is it possible, all right, this is nice, we will do it, but is it possible to do it next week by end of Tuesday? So what it indicates here, that you have the intent to do it, and then you show that what are the 3 things that you have that is time bound, which is matching with the organizational goal, and which you need to do today. So once you are giving a time-bound assurance of future, then automatically the communication comes as a very strong, supportive communication. The other way is, next week also you don't have time. Then you can say that, can I get it done by so-and-so person? I will support that person. I'll explain how to be done. And if it's to be done today, because the person cannot wait for the next week. So say that if it's to be done today, I have got these 3 things to do. So-and-so is there. Can we, don't say can I, again you're taking the entire responsibility on you. Can we request person so and so, and I'll explain how this data analysis or how this report or how this project to be done. So once you are empathetic about the other person, because maybe that person has not planned well or is not, has not understanding you, but it's an important task to be done. So in that case, you say no to the task for the time being, either get it done by someone else or do it some other time with a, give a definite timeline, but always understand the point of view of the other person. So it will not impact your relationship. Am I clear on this, or anybody has anything to say on this? Anybody wants to include? Yes, Dr. Vijay.
Yeah, actually, I'm a behavioral trainer, and many times I conduct program on stress management. And this matrix we relate with the time management or prioritization thing. And
Yes.
when we do, I'd like to share my view on that. How I distribute this four quadrant. On
Mhm.
one end there is a today, and then there is a tomorrow, and other
Mhm.
end there is you and others. So
Okay.
what you have to do, we have to do it today. For that you
Mhm.
become urgent and important. But then
Mhm.
what you have to do today, but it can be done by others. So that is
Mhm.
where you are saying that is you should delegate it to others.
Yes. Yes.
You need not have to do. And then for
Yes.
you, it is not urgent, but it can be important, can be done for tomorrow. So if
Yes.
you can link it from this perspective, it will be more easier for others to understand.
Okay, okay, Dr. Vijay, point taken. I hope everybody has listened to Dr. Vijay, and that is exactly how it is. That either you do it today, or do it tomorrow, or do it yourself, or get it done by others. So we
And
can
one
have
more thing,
yes,
and one more
yes,
thing,
doctor.
ma'am.
Mhm.
Usually, what happened? No, there is a problem. Why we get into the stressful situation?
Mhm.
Because things get piled up, and for that, most of the time, our attitude is responsible. This
Mhm.
attitude is called can-do attitude. So
Mhm.
you would like to do it everything on your own, whether you are
Okay.
a competent person or not. The thing, but you just get it on your own, and that is how
Yeah.
you will end up in problem.
Yes. So Dr. Vijay has given a very relevant point here, and I was going to speak about it, and that is called art of saying no. You know, when we are doing Wheel of Life, you will see that most of the time we end up doing everything together, everything on our own, because one, we don't want to make anybody, we want to be very popular, we want to be liked by everybody, and we don't have that courage to come across and say that no, I cannot do it. So every time, as he said, that every time you end up saying I can do it, I can. And actually I can is a very good attitude, provided that I can is giving you happiness, provided you are not regretting about that I can statement. But if after I can you are regretting, either you are sulking, or you are into self pity, or you have some kind of altercation with someone, or you're being nasty to someone, then might as well you don't get into I can. Learn to say no. Saying no is calls for lots of courage, but once you know how to say no, then it actually helps you to manage your life, in fact manage your relationships much better. you know uh, so again, here you have to understand why that person is asking you something. Can you do it happily? I can is very nice, but I can happily is how it should be. We are humans, we have to keep challenging ourselves. That is how the life becomes interesting, if you keep challenging yourself. But if challenging yourself is not giving you happiness, might as well you learn to say no in different occasions, whenever you that there is a situation which is pressing you and you won't be able to do it. Actually, we think that when we say no, people will be unhappy. Very true, Dr. Archana. But actually, it's the other way around. When you are doing it unhappily, what happens? You are actually spreading, because you are not happy today, or tomorrow it will impact, or you'll keep sulking within, and then, as I told you, one day there will be a volcanic eruption. So we don't have to be that sleeping volcano all the time. Might as well you keep having small eruptions, and not in terms of volcano, but actually there is, again, it's about communicating. Suppose your child, you are doing something, maybe you're reading or you're writing a paper, and your child comes that I want milk, or I want Maggie, or I want to go out for whatever, and you know that if you do that, you won't be happy about justifying your own self. You can always, but then here how you communicate. And one of the very important and very effective tool that we all have is our smile. Yesterday also I spoke about our smile. If you say, I mean, you say n number of times, you say a no with a smile, the other person, the impact of being unhappy will reduce to 90%. You say with a smile that okay, we will go out, let me finish this chapter what I'm writing, or let me finish this chapter what I'm reading, we will go out. You want to eat Maggie? Yesterday you had Maggie. Now we have decided that we'll have Maggie only once a week. So it's already done for this week. Next week we'll have Maggie again. So, but here you can explain it to the child, if he's already, it's been communicated to him that he'll have Maggie only once during the week. So that is what I say. In quarter 2, your relationship communication is very, very important. From micro to macro, everything needs to be communicated. So your people should know that what are your limitations. and they will not get in your dreams. You need to communicate it to them. And many times it's all our fear and our core belief that stops us from talking about it. Actually, if you go and talk about it, the impact is very beautiful. People will not react the way you expected that they will react. So it's all our bias most of the time. Okay, so now I go back to the presentation. So you need to delete this part of quarter 4, and with this we are done with all the 4 quarters of the matrix. So this is how we need to look at our to-do list. So today when you are we are done with the session, and tomorrow when you're planning, in fact we should make to-do list a day before. If you make to-do list a day before, many of the quarter 1 things will come to quarter 2. Start practicing it. You practice it for a month and you will actually start doing a mental mapping of it. Then you won't need to really write it down and analyze each and every task. Now we come to the final task of the day, and that is very, very important for our life planning, and that is called Wheel of Life. Have you ever seen this wheel earlier? Anybody has done this wheel earlier? Have you practiced it? Have you tried to do it? No, Dr. Saroj, anybody? All right, you have not done it, Nagma, Kiran, everybody. Cool. So we are going to do this beautiful Wheel of Life. I do it often. I started doing it some 5-6 years back for myself. I used to really sit and do it. But now today I can, during my me time, we spoke about it yesterday. So when I'm walking or when I'm driving, that's the time I do a mental mapping of my Wheel of Life, and I analyze. I do it every 3 months to get things, get back to balance, and then do whatever changes are required in life. So now I am opening a word sheet. I had requested all of you to get a paper and pen. We will draw this Wheel of Life for us today. Okay, so please get your paper and pen now. Once we are done with the exercise, I would like to see your wheel once, and we are going to have lots of discussion from now on in the class. So please unmute yourself and open your video, because when we are seeing each other and talking, then it will have more impact. Thanks to technology, we are able to meet up together, but also it's a curse of technology that, most of the time we don't. I mean, one, we are so distant apart, we could not meet in person. The second, we have kept our cameras off. So if you are in a condition to switch on the camera, so keep your cameras on, and whenever you're talking, so we'll be able to see. So allow me to come to the Word file now, and I'll explain you what is this Wheel of Life. So as you can see, this is a sample Wheel of Life. Now, if you look at this, there are 8 spokes. One second. There are 8 spokes. It's physical, environment, family and friends, health, money, fun and recreation, others like romance or your partner, physical environment, personal growth. So these parameters are not a set parameter. This is a sample parameters. Now, first thing what you need to understand, that identify those 8 things. This could be exactly the same. For most of us, it's the same, because we are working professional, and this is exactly how we want to look at it. Or it may vary from person to person. You may have, maybe career is not so important for you and there is something else. Maybe spirituality is important for you, or maybe money is not important for you because you have done enough, or you have saved enough. So there is some other parameter of life. So now, first of all, you need to identify 8 parameters of your life and make a circle. Now you all can see my cursor moving. When I'm moving my cursor on the word screen, you all can see that? Okay, cool. So I'll explain it this way. All right. So now here you make a larger circle, draw a larger circle on your paper, and make another 9 circles inside. So you can rank it from 1 to 10. So basically you make 10 circles in your on your page, and then divide it in 8 sections, and name each section as per priority of your life. It could be the same, it could differ. Am I clear about the assignment? So once you are done, one of you can tell me that you are done, so I'll move ahead after that. Yes, Anita. Anita, if you can, yeah, tell me, Anita.
Can you just show me again the wheel?
Yeah.
At the bottom. Money and health. Okay.
I think you have covered the almost the important, all these important aspects. So can it be the same, Vandana?
What did you say?
I
Somebody
said,
spoke. Yeah, Nagma.
I think we have covered most of the aspects in the wheel. So can it be the same? I think my will be
Yes,
wheel
yes.
is the same as yours.
Yes, yes. Yeah, it's a generic one. Most of the time is the same, but many times we have participants who have said that, my wheel, these are the things important in my life. So can I change? So this is a sample parameter based on a generic feedback, but yeah, it
So this is
made.
what I have made. Can you see this?
Agma, can you just get it closer to the camera, the full thing? I can't see. The entire thing. Keep it on your face and get your face closer to the camera. And get your. I can't see it, Nagma. Somehow, 1 second. Yes, you have made 9 wheels. Have you made 9 wheels? 10 wheels?
No, I have made eight wheels.
Make, so
Exposed.
you have made 8 compartments, but these are the 1 to 10. You have
Yeah.
to make. So you have to make total 9, starting from this smaller wheel till this biggest number 10. So
Okay.
basically you have to 10. So we are going to grade our priorities basically.
Okay.
Grade the element of our life, yeah?
Okay.
So inside the larger wheel, you have to make 9 more wheels. So you
You
can
have to
number.
draw them in a circle as well. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. So then your wheel will be completed. Yes, beautiful. Tripti Rani. Yes, Tripti. That's how. And you have named the elements. You have named the quarters. Have you made it? Have you divided it? Tripti, just see. I can't see. Have you done it like this, Tripti? Family and friends, significant others, fun and recreation, health, money, personal growth. Have you divided this wheel by these spokes and made 8 spokes out of it?
I have just made the circles. Now I will divide it.
Yeah. Circles are all right. So now once you have divided, then write the name. I'm just showing the Word file again. Thank you, Professor Chitralekha. I'm also enjoying a lot. And proceed, ma'am, isn't it advisable to draw the smaller set and proceed to bigger ones? Yeah, I mean, that is also one of the way, whatever way you are convenient. These tools are available on Google also. Here I'm doing it because once you have really drawn it, it will be very easy for you to do mental mapping tomorrow when you don't want to actually sit and do it. Can you show the Word file again? Sure, Jyoti. We are drawing it for a simple reason that if you're drawing it, it's a normal understanding that you'll be able to mentally absorb it in much strongly, and you'll be able to remember it. If you're doing it on a ready-made printout or on a Google tool, it was not so impactful. That is why we thought that we have time, so might as well we draw it. I'll be sharing this presentation and this exercise. I'll be sending it to Dr. Aradhana, and she'll send as a mail to all of you. Because here on Meet, I don't know how to send it as an attachment. I don't see that file.
Madam, do you want our circle to be sent to you now?
No, 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 I don't want. Abhi, we have to further work it. You have just created the sheet. So now,
Okay.
was it Padmaji? Padmaji?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Padmaji. We have just made it, and now I'll tell you what to do. So once everybody has done, yes, Nagma, you can use it with students and clients and with your family. Most important, it's a very useful tool. I mean, personally, it has helped me a lot. I have been, as I told you, I've been using it for 6-7 years now, and I keep doing it every 3 months. You keep repeating it and doing it. It will really help, and that is why I'm sharing the file with you all, because I have made it. I mean, if I have worked, I would love it to go to more people. And it's not a tool which I have devised. It's a very old tool of managing your life. But I would love this presentation and this tool to reach out to as many people as possible. That's how it will help us. So can we go now? Go ahead with the thing. How do we allot points now? Okay, so now we come to the next part of the exercise. So now you can see we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From 0 to 10 is labeled over here. Now, an ideal situation is, that's a very unreal, but ideal is that you give 10%, 100% focus to all these elements, and you have a smooth wheel, and your journey of life is smoother. There is no hurdle. You've got a smooth wheel. You're giving 100% to your career, to family, friend, everything. But we know we are not doing that. And the second thing is, we know it's not real to do that. It's very unreal. You need to be superhuman to do that. So now, as per my understanding of a given spoke or a given element of my life, I have to mark between 1 to 10 how much do I give, not compared to each other, but compared to as per my understanding. So if I have got 10 hours in a day, let's look at it from our point of view or energy point of view. You can look at from time point of view or energy point of view or focus point of view, how much time, how much attention or focus you are giving to each one of them, and make a pointer there. So suppose for physical environment, you are giving physical environment here is your surrounding, the luxury that you have created, the workspace that you have created at home, whatever. So basically this is about the material environment that you have around. So if you suppose you have you feel that it's out of 10 you have given 6, this is the level of your focus, so you give 6 over there. For career, if you think that you're writing research papers also, you are writing books also, you are doing you are doing some number of skill training also, you have learned some learning management systems also, so there maybe you would like to give, for career you can maybe write, you'd like to give 9. For family and friend, you feel that you are not giving enough time, but then weekends you are meeting up, so somewhere if you feel it between 4 to 5, so you can give maybe 4.5 over there. So like this, you now give point to each of these 8 elements on one of these axes. So just put a dot there for each of the elements in this wheel. Am I clear about the next step of the assignment? Am I clear about the next step of the assignment? Okay, all right. Cool. Yeah, so once you have done that, once you have given points to it, then you need to connect all those points. When you connect
you can explain once again, madam.
Yeah.
So whatever the points we are going to give is as per the present situation or the plan?
No, the present situation. You are doing analysis of your life compartments now at this point in time, how it is, not how you have planned.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the basis of priority.
Yeah, Nagma, yeah. Nagma, you're saying something.
Yes, I said, is it on the basis of the priority that we give today?
Yes, today, as on today. And after this, we'll come to the planning part. So people who have already put a dot there, now connect all those dots. Connect all those dots. Once you have connected the dots, it will look something like this. It will look something like this. Like a spider web. So wheel will convert into kind of a spider web now. So the wheel now looks like a spider web. We all have got our webs now. So the wheel has become a web now. Everybody is done. If you are done, say yes. If you are done, just write yes in the chat box. So we'll go with the, okay, cool. Everybody is done. Done. All right. So now we come to the, once you all have got this web, now we need to understand that, yes, now we have come to the real life situation, that this is how it is. This is what is my current situation is, that in some areas I'm giving more focus and there are areas wherein I'm giving less focus. So next part is, one second, it's not, yeah. So the next part is, yeah. So now next part is that you have this table made. Identify any 3 areas. Here I have written sample areas for you to understand, but this is not exactly how it has to be. So don't go as per what I have written in these 3 columns to the right. Just write the first column here, in which it's root cause analysis and action plan under each area. So step 1 is, what is the issue in this area? This is the indicator. So either it is too much of, so pick up the 3 areas wherein either your focus is too high or the focus is too low. That is why the wheel has converted into a web. You can't get a smooth wheel anyways, but you can, you know, smoothen the rough edges. So what you can do, you can divert the focus from the highest areas to the focus to the lowest areas. So for which you pick up any 2, 3, 4, whatever is your convenience to begin with, or just pick up 2 areas to begin with, wherein your focus is highest and your focus is lowest. Now, the first step is, you need to understand what is the issue in this area. So that is the indicator. So either effort is too much, more than what is desired or ideal, or it's too less than desired. Step 2 is what is missing in this area. So I'll give you example of career. For most of you, because you are into research and education at this point of your life and career, you may be focusing a lot on your career, and that is why the rest of the things are being compromised. So here the problem is spending too much time in learning social marketing, online tools or photography. So what happens now, because we are in a situation, because of the pandemic, we are into uncertainty. All of us are trying to learn too many skills for 2 reasons. 1, because we are insecure. 2, because there are too many options available. And every day you go to your workspace, or you talk to your friends, or you talk to your colleagues, you get to know that people are learning so much over, online. And most of the tools are free to learn. So without spending anything, so you have got that decision fatigue, because of which, you end up getting into everything and actually not completing anything and consuming lots of time. So that is the problem, spending too much time in learning the tools. So the causes I have written is just one example. It could be generic for many of you, or it could be not relevant at all for many of you. But here I have tried to explain this first column by giving example in the second column. Step 3 is, what would you like to change? What is the root cause which you like? So here, give less time to learning new skills. So why my career focus has gone so up? Because I'm learning too many skills at a time. So that is the root cause. Now, what is step 4 is, what is stopping you from not doing it? So if you want to learn, not maybe unlearn so many things, or maybe you don't want to learn so many things, what is stopping you? What is stopping you most of the time is your insecurity or your core beliefs to miss out on new skills. And also distraction by available. So every time you're going on Google to search for some literature or to do some review, you're finding there's so much of clutter of information there that you end up getting diverted and doing something else or getting enrolled for some new course. And what is your goal in this area is, now you have to turn this second step, step 2, to a positive statement. So here problem is spending too much time in learning too many tools or skills. Here you can say that here the goal is, decide a fixed slot or hour to learn only one new skill at a time. So once you've started one skill, stop surfing for other skills. Listen, make a note of it somewhere, but don't go and do search for it. Don't go and find out details about it. Don't go and get enrolled to a new skill set. So that is how maybe you will save some time from your career, and because that time is anyways not fetching you result. What you'll see, that extra time you're putting in any of the elements is not fetching you enough result, or the result that you're getting, you're compromising too much with other area. So that is how now you have to make this table, and you have to analyze one or two of the areas from the wheel. I'm just coming back to the screen. Am I clear about this part of the exercise? Am I clear about this part of the exercise? Say yes if I'm clear, and then I'll go back to the words screen and you'll start doing your assignment. Clear? Okay. All right. So I'm going back to the screen. Please make your table. At least do for 2 elements now here today, so that you can go back and do for rest of the areas. And that is how you can balance out. There's a next step to it, for which I'll come now. Once you are done with it, I'll tell you next step of this exercise. Once you are done with 1 or 2 steps, elements from the wheel, and you have done this column, I would like to listen to a couple of you, or you can share your, these 5 steps on the chat box. Because when you're showing it on camera, I can't really read it. So if you can show it, you can write about it on the chat box, or you can talk about it. You can put your audio on. Anybody has any question about it, any doubts, you can ask me now. Confusion. Sanjay ji, you can, what is the confusion? You can ask me. Ji.
Okay, I'm trying this.
It looks very difficult to begin with, because you are thinking about a new way of looking at your life. Now, once you keep practicing it, that is why I said you practice it with all the 8 dimensions. That's the next exercise we'll be doing. So then the more you practice, the more, you don't have to really sit. You'll be able to do that wheel mentally. You'll be able to make this table mentally and fill it in mentally. So you won't even need a pen and paper, but then you need to practice it more. So that is where, try doing it. And if you're getting stuck at one of the points, you can ask me. You can either talk about it, or you can write in the chat box. I'll be able to respond. Okay. I'm showing the Word doc. Yes, I'm going back. Yes.
So Vandana, what I
Yes.
is why do we need to make change in it? Can we not attend to it or address the problem as it is instead of making change in it? So, for example, suppose I have an issue of like this at this point of time. Maybe the problem for me may be that I have to deposit the fees of my children. Okay, so how will it? I don't want to change this, and I cannot change the situation. I have to attend this situation. So I have to see I have resources. If I will go to your 5 points, and the indicator, the problem is money here, and the indicator is that I don't have sufficient funds to take care of the needs. So this is the barrier is the lack of resources maybe. So how will we? I mean, how can we go to the fourth or fifth point in that regard?
Okay, so Nagma, what I understand that we are talking about the money part of the dimension,
Yes.
and the problem statement here. What you made you feel that you are not giving enough, you don't have enough resources when you realize that you don't have money to pay to your kids, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now, so we are talking about what would you like to change here.
Yes.
Here, see, changing means what are the changes you have to do in your money planning or focus to creating resources for yourself. So here the changes that you need to include. See, including some new source of income is also a kind of change, or reducing your,
Expenses.
normal expenses is also one kind of change. So that
Yeah.
is the change we are talking about over here.
No, so basically, what I wanted to say here, Vanna, is
Yeah.
it is not necessary that we make changes in the things. It is necessary that we attend to it, address to the issues.
Yes, so in this exercise, we are going to address, so the core purpose is to address to the money and element of your life, right? So
Yeah.
any kind of addition of income or reduction is in expenses is actually a kind of change. So that is a change either in your spending habit or a change in your sources to generate income.
Yeah.
So that is the change we are talking about. We are not saying that you delete it from the system. Deleting something from the system is,
Yes.
so we're not saying that you stop paying fees to your kids. That is important. That is why that has come as a problem and you are unable to do it. So that is why that is a focus point. So changing the cause which is creating this disturbance in this giving area. So the cause could be over expenditure or under earning. So you have to address one of the issues or both the issues. So that is the change we're talking about. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. If you are done with the work with the Word file, just write done in the chat box. So if I see many of you are done with it, then we'll move ahead with the next part of the exercise. Once you are done with it, okay, Nagma, cool, you are done. Whoever is done, just write done in the chat box and then we'll move ahead with the next part of the exercise. Padmaji done. Wow. So while others are working on it, you will see that, just filling in those 5 columns for an element of our life, just for one problem area or one issue, it took us so much of time to think that, what is going wrong, what is, what is the problem there, like how Nagma asked that, what do we change there? Why do we need to change it? Does it, so there were lots of questions and confusion that was coming to us, and that's why it took so much of time for us. So now, to help you or to help us to identify our core areas or do root cause analysis and then plan what to do next, there is a next step to this exercise, and that next step is make an empty wheel now. I mean, so this is the empty wheel, wherein there is no label done. And pick up one of the areas of your life. So this could be career, relationship, money, personal growth, spirituality, health, anything. And I have again indicated, this is again indicative breakdown. So for career, it could be education, upgraded skills, research, publication, book, administrative role, mentoring role, institution building. For relationship, could be family time, team outing. So I have again given 8 generic areas under each of the 4 areas that we spoke about in the first wheel. Now you make a separate wheel for each of the areas, you know, or maybe make one of the areas another wheel and see that what is missing in that area. You getting what I'm saying? Am I clear about what I said? Is it clear what I said? So now we pick up one of the spokes of the wheels. Nagma, you're not clear, all right. So I go back to the Word file, go to first page. So here we had these 4 spokes. Now what we are doing, we are picking up one spoke and creating a wheel for this spoke. So suppose that one spoke we are talking about is career. So we have to make a fresh wheel now for career to understand what is our focal point or what is our disturbance area in career, and make 8 spokes of education, upgraded skills, research, publication, book, administrative role, mentoring role, institution building. And then you do the same exercise, that how much weightage out of 0 to 10 you currently are giving to education, to upgrading skills, to research, publication, and then you'll get a second spider web. And then you'll exactly understand that under career, if you are giving too much of attention, which is that area which is getting too much of attention. Or if you are giving too much of very low attention in relationship, which is that area which is being, you know, compromised. So this is again a generic, you know, breakup of each of these spokes, and you need to prepare a new wheel to understand where do you stand. Am I clear now? Subhashri, is it clear now? Subhashri, am I clear now? Okay, so now as I'm clear, I expect you all to make another wheel. We have got only 10 minutes left. So make another wheel. If not now, then maybe you can do it some other time and do the same exercise of making another wheel, then making that table and understanding it. So once you are able to do this exercise with each and every element of your life, repeat it after 3 months. And slowly you will feel that definitely getting a smooth wheel, I have not got it till date, and none of us can get it because it's a very, very idealistic situation, and we have got emergencies, our roles keeps changing, we have got responsibilities. But yes, you can smoothen the rough edges of the wheel, and it will start looking like less of a spider web and more like a rough wheel. So even if there is a rough wheel, you will be able to run your life much better than what a spider web would be. Yeah, one by one we have to make it for all other areas. You can further break all the areas and make a separate wheel for each of the area. And that is what this Wheel of Life exercise is all about. You get the ready-made tool, but I don't do it on the tools on Google. You always draw it yourself. Because while you are drawing it, you are thinking a lot about each of the areas. You are thinking a lot about how much point to give to which area. And then that is how you will be able to inculcate it. So the first thing that you have to do basically, so now we turn the picture. The first thing you do is you prepare a Wheel of Life for yourself, look at all the areas, do this Wheel of Life for each other area, and then you go to make your to-do list. And then define your to-do list based on urgency and importance of the task. And that is how you will see that you're getting more time in hand. You'll be able to do the best of the things of your life as per your preference. Dr. Archana, you're saying we can identify which area is neglected. Yes, you will definitely see, you know, for most of you, you will feel that. Another thing is here, don't go for how you want it to happen. Go for the realistic thing. That is why I didn't ask most of you to show it to us, because that's a very personal and private thing. Because you know, you may find that you have been feeling that you're giving so much of time to your spouse or your relationship, and actually if you look at the parameters, you're not giving enough. So it's actually kind of the more micro you go, the more breakup you do. In fact, you can further break those points further, but that's a long fetched thing. I do it now. So if you talk of relationship and you talk of going to clubs, so how much I'm spending, how much time I'm going, if I've taken a gym membership, so you can basically do analysis of each and every aspect of your life by this wheel of life. It's just not about life, it's wheel of relationship, it's wheel of career, it's wheel of your spirituality, it's wheel of your health, wheel of money. You can make all these wheels for yourself, for your community, for your family, for your colleagues, and you can help them to identify their needs in life. So that was all from my side for today. Now the thing is open for the conversation. We can have little chat about if anybody has any specific question from the presentation or your life situation. You are unable to manage time, or I can give some kind of assistance in terms of creating a balance or integrating things in your life. Feel free to ask me in the chat box, or you can just switch on your audio and you can talk. Anybody has any question, or you want to say anything about this session, as in you have some experience which you'd like to share with all of us, feel absolutely free and share. Anyone? No questions? We have no question only in two cases. Either it was too clear that I feel a bit unreal about it, and the other one is nothing was clear. So I'm sure nothing was clear is not the case here. So please do ask questions. It will help others also to, to learn something. It's very clear. Thank you, Dr. Archana. Thank you.
Ma'am, good morning. Ma'am,
Yeah,
good
Rashmi.
morning. This is Professor Rashmita from Christie Academy.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, since I was trying to ask this question and I really needed a proper view from an expert, that, sometimes we want our me time, right? We want, actually, we should have, we want, and if we are not setting time properly, not managing our time priorities, as you said, and all those things, then we are not getting to manage the things, we are not getting our me time. So sometimes it happens you're overloaded with works as we are working for private organizations, and everything seems to be important as per instructions. So in that case, I suppose, ma'am, taking a case, I suppose it's a Sunday and a good movie is there which I have planned to watch since last 3-4 days. My plans are activated to watch the movie, but because of the pressure, if I am not able to do and I do both the things simultaneously, suppose I have to prepare an important report and I have to watch the movie too, and I'm doing both the things simultaneously, managing all the other things and deciding all the other things, whatever. So, ma'am, is it advisable that when I'm working on, even if watching movie, am I doing
Rashmita, what I understand your question was that it's a Sunday, you had planned a movie and you have got an important work from office, which has kind of urgent. So it is either urgent because someone else did not plan well, or you did not plan well. In either of the cases, you have to do it at that particular time. So is it advisable to do both the things together? That is what your question is, right? Rashmita, that's the question.
Yeah, that's my question, ma'am.
Okay.
That's my question.
All right.
Yeah.
So I would never recommend to multitask at the same point of time, especially when it's one thing needs your attention so much, as in it's related to either some kind of report or project or a presentation. Because if you're doing it along with movie, you will see that 3 hours movie is over, but your project is not over yet. So what you can do is either you identify some other time. If it's a movie which is coming on some given this channel and it will not come again, then definitely you prioritize watch movie that time. Those 3 hours, just enjoy the movie and that is the way of your me time, then you enjoy that me time. But if that movie can wait, then you first finish your project, and then you will realize that the project which was if with movie it was taking 3 hours, if you're just doing it single-handedly, it has taken only 1 hour. So do that project and then move to the movie, switch on, it's there on whatever online platform, watch the movie and then do it. But don't try to mix it up, because neither you'll be able to enjoy your me time, nor you'll be able to focus on your project, and everything will get mixed up. So I would not recommend you to do a movie and a project work together. I don't do that. So based on my experience, I have said that.
All right, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I
You're
have one more.
yeah.
I have one more question, ma'am. That
Yeah.
sometimes it happens that though we set our priorities, our professional assignments, as well as we have some social assignments, right?
So,
So, ma'am,
Rashmita, your
when
voice is
we
breaking. Well, your voice is breaking.
okay, ma'am. We have professional responsibilities, personal
Yes.
responsibilities, and again we have some social responsibilities. Like I suppose you have got your assignments or projects or presentations or reports, or you have to get ready for the classes or whatever that is there. Then secondly, you have to look after the family, home and all. Again, like I suppose you have your old parents nearby kind of things, or some relatives or some friends, they actually need attention. So ma'am, in this case what happens is that it is personal experiences. In this case what happens is the setting priority and setting, like managing the things properly becomes a big challenge, because your priority gets like you set the things in a sequence and that gets distorted. And really ma'am, here I get into trouble like anything when it comes to three responsibilities: professional, personal and social. Though I set priority, set the things and set the schedule, but still I get into tremendous trouble and mess up with everything.
Okay, so Rashmita, maybe here the issue is about you getting detached. I said that we cannot carry work to, we can't leave work at work and home at home and neighbors at neighbors and relatives at relatives. This all, we are human. So these all emotions, these all responsibilities are actually part of our self-love. Now, in terms of not able to prioritize, not able to give enough time, the issue here is about getting detached. Detachment is be what you are doing. So as I told you in the previous question that you asked, that do one thing at a time. That time, if you are unable to do the other thing, don't have any kind of guilt or any kind of pressure. So that pressure, maybe, it's our thought. You'll realize most of the time, it's not the other person who's putting the pressure on you. It's you, because you are that can-do attitude. You want to do everything together. So if you actually use the tools that we have spoken about today, look at what is more important for you. Look at what is the advantages and disadvantages of ignoring something or doing something. Then you will actually be able to frame it. So it's all about time management. If you are able to detach yourself from, detaching doesn't mean forgetting about a given situation. Detaching means just concentrating or making, giving maybe 80% of your focus to the work that you are doing. I gave you a nurse example yesterday. If that nurse becomes attached to each of the situation and feels guilty that, oh my god, this patient is going to get hurt when I'm putting the injection, then she will never be able to put the injection properly and the patient will never recover. She has to be cold-blooded at that point of time. So the same way, when you're doing your office work, when you're doing your work, personal work, or when you're doing things with your relatives or your parents, just do it without any guilt. Nobody is there to judge us. Most of the time, we are the one who are judging ourselves with our can-do attitude. So have, instead of can-do, make it a can-do happily. What if today, you are unable to cook all the 3 meals, make 2 meals and, have some leftover from the fridge in the third meal. Maybe this weekend you could not make a plan for your parents, but if you have done it for 3 weeks and fourth week you are unable to don't have any kind of guilt about it. See, don't try to be, and it's very, very much there in females. Being a woman, I know how it is. We try to be superwoman. And most of the time you see that your family does not have any such expectation from you. You are the one, because of insecurities, because of our can-do attitude, because we want to please everybody, because of our core belief. We've seen our moms doing that, we end up doing it. So come out of that can-do attitude and get into can-do happily attitude. Leave few things, don't attend a couple of things for a day or two. Don't make it a habit. What is not attend today, attend it tomorrow. But try to be happy about the fact that you cannot do many things. Integrate it. Don't try to balance everything all the time. Don't sit with a weighing scale that 1 hour I've given to work, now 1 hour I should go to family. Now I have 1 hour I've given my in-laws, 1 hour I have to give to parents. It's not like that. Integrate it. So that's how maybe, and share responsibilities. You can develop your kids to take care of their grandparents. While I'm taking my session now, my daughter has gone for, my parents, it's their fruit time, so she has gone to give fruits to them. So that she knows that 11 o'clock she has to go to to our grandparents and do the needful because mama is working. So, you know, take help from around. Help can come from your 6-year-old child also by just giving a glass of water to his grandparent. So that is how we need to see the help that we have. You know, we have help in abundance. If we start doing can do thing happily, automatically all these helps will start, you know, extending their hands to us. So I hope that suffices the answer, Ashmita.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The most important. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I got the answer. Thank you so very much, ma'am. The best thing I learned here is that, you know, if something, if we are not able to do something right now at this point of time, we should not be feeling guilty. This is what the most important thing I learned. That can be done tomorrow in a proper way.
Yeah. Thank you, Rashmita. Thank you. We ladies are our enemy. No, we are not our enemy. Actually, we are, you know, genetically or culturally, we are. We at times become too nice to the world and we ignore that we need to be nice to ourselves also. And you know, actually, if you start coming out of guilt and you start taking things lightly and don't feel that you are indispensable and don't think that, you know, things can't wait for tomorrow, life will become much easier and it will be much beautiful. You'll actually start seeing the difference in your life and in your community. Dr. Vijay, you want to say something coming from the same fraternity? You want to give some closing statement because we are already done with it.
Actually, the most important thing I think is about the role and their responsibilities. Many time we just take too many things on ourselves, and as you said correctly, you know, we have to be assertive. We have to start saying no. So because of that, we feel stressed out, and we are not able to do the justice to each and every roles and responsibility we undertake.
Yes, very true, Dr. Vijay. We need to be assertive. Yes. All right, so I think we have come to the end of the session. Dr. Aradhana, with your permission, I would like to close it. And Jyoti, I too love to be here, the way you guys are interacting. Lots of learning today. And thanks to each one of you for giving your time and having this interactive session. Do use these tools and I'm sure it will make difference in all our lives. So thank you so much. And Dr. Aradhana, if with your permission, if you can close the session.
Thank you, ma'am. I, on behalf of Aradhana Mishra, standing here because there is some problem, network problem at her end. So I am here, myself, Dr. Tripti Bora. Thank you, Vandana Rai ma'am, for your inspirational and valuable talk from all of our organizing team, Guwahati University Electronics and Communication Engineering Department. Ma'am, you covered the topic that consists of work-life balancing with our stressful life and how to manage it during this pandemic situation. It's really awesome, and I hope that all our participants will regularly practice it to improve our health and physical situation to overcome this bad situation. Actually, pandemic situation means we don't know when it will be over. So for that, we have to make ourselves strong and believe in ourselves. So, ma'am, hope all our participants will practice properly to overcome this pandemic situation. And thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
In future, we will invite you in physical meeting also. Thank you.
I'm looking forward. Your place is so beautiful. I've never been to that part of India. So I too look forward and I will be there, definitely. Thank you so much.
Definitely. We will invite you. We will invite you, definitely. Namaskar.
Few of you wanted my email ID and contact number. It's there. It's part of the presentation. I'm putting it again. And I'll be also sharing the presentation and the worksheet with Dr. Aradhana. And she'll be sending it to all of you. That will also have my details. So that's all about it. Thank you so much and have a great day. And congratulations on completion of this workshop, all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.